Right now at 5, Carthage students break ground on a unique learning experience.
And we've got some slick spots here and there this morning. The snow has stopped, but it is still cold. Look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Joplin residents share their vision for Memorial Hall's future. Friends of Memorial Hall host a community meeting to discuss restoration plans for the 100-year-old building.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
Hi, Chris Warner. It's Tuesday, December the 2nd. And of course, December kicked off in a very December-like way for sure.
We actually got a little bit of snow.
It was nice to see, and it wasn't too much that, caused major issues, but I do know we had a number of crashes yesterday.
Yes.
Heading down Soaring Heights, there was one on the bridge over Center Creek near Carl Junction. It looked nasty, but not serious. But that's why we tell you got to slow down. And this crash, based on just what I saw there, it looked like it started at one end of the bridge and made it to the other because those bridges and overpasses.
Yeah, or slick. I mean, that was one main slick spot I saw today. Is there was a little road bridge, and that was the only part I was like, this is a little bit slick. So still be careful this morning.
Yeah, you absolutely need to. I know the snow has stopped, but those slick spots are still out there. And as Sam mentioned, they're mainly on bridges and overpasses, but some of those rural roads, there's still going to be some slick spots as well. Let's start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And again, the problem with the slick spots we've got is from things that melted or were wet on the roads and froze, and that leads to what we call black ice. And I know if you've lived here long enough, you know what black ice is. If you're new to the region, maybe you've been in an area where it's warmer, you're not sure, what you get is a road that looks perfectly fine, but then you get ice, a glaze of ice on it, and we call it black ice because it's so thin and so transparent you don't see it until your car is sliding on it. Now, that's not to say there's black ice right here, but it's an example. The road's there, it's a good example. So that's why you've got to be extra cautious. Now, bridges, overpasses, of course, are going to be more susceptible to that than main streets will be, but you still need to be careful. The thing you want to watch out for sometimes, especially if you're in an urban area or an area with some street lights, is those shiny spots on the road. That's not water, that's not rain, that's frozen stuff, that's ice. Take a look, again, just taking this tour around the region on different cameras, and of course you can see it's going to be difficult, but you see some of these shiny spots. That's what you want to be careful with. You don't want to go too fast. You've still got to slow down this morning. So like I said, I know the snow has stopped, but you've got to be extra careful, again, especially bridges and overpasses, but really just about anywhere because like we mentioned yesterday, that's the main concern we have. And here's why. Look at these temperatures. 26 in Joplin, 20 in Pittsburgh, and across the region, look up north, we've got 16 in the Otishay. It's the cold spot. 17 Parsons, 18 Yates Center and Iola. We've got some mid-20s and even some upper 20s. Jay right now is the warm spot at 28, but that kind of gives you the idea. All of us are below freezing this morning, so we're going to have to deal with this colder air. On to the future track, though, nothing to worry about out there today. Skies will clear. We're cloudy now, but they'll clear pretty quickly as we get closer to sunrise, and we'll have clear skies out there and a southwesterly breeze as well. That shouldn't have been there. Somebody has unchecked some boxes. Well, we're looking at highs today, a pinch warmer than they should be, or where they were yesterday. As we go in the upper 30s and some low 40s here and there, we'll have that southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour with plentiful sunshine. I'm going to go check some boxes here, and we'll have another full look at your forecast and talk about some warmer and colder weather on the horizon here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Carthage students get hands-on business experience through an innovative new program. The Carthage Chamber of Commerce stopped by Columbian Elementary School in Carthage for a groundbreaking ceremony yesterday. It's for the Itty Bitty City School project. Throughout the program, students will create businesses and run a functioning city.
What we're going to do whenever we have our businesses up, and what the customers would do.
Smile! The Itty Bitty City will be open for business on December 17th. Well, cold and snowy weather set the scene for the 46th annual Pittsburgh Christmas Parade yesterday. Families bundled up to watch floats. The Pitt State Marching Band and Christmas characters filled the streets with holiday cheer. The evening ended with Santa riding in on a fire truck, waving to kids who braved the chill.
So one of it, of course, is making sure the roads are not slick. As we get people out here, getting these sidewalks cleared off and constantly salting those down, that's a big challenge. I think it was colder last year because we had a wind, but this year, we're bringing the Christmas spirit with the snow.
Organizers credited teamwork across many city departments for making it all happen. The city of Pittsburgh has more holiday events coming up. The 17th annual Holiday Craft Fair and Mrs. Claus Bakery are set for Saturday, December 13th at 9 a.m. Christmas parade season in the 4 states is just getting started. KOAM has a list of Christmas parades from all over our area. The next ones are tonight in Joplin and Mount Vernon. Just scan this QR code and head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, to see the full list. Well, since 1988, KOAM and Fox 14 have teamed up with you, our 4-state community, in one of the area's largest toy drives to benefit underprivileged children, the KOAM Toy Box. There are several ways you can help out this holiday season. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more. You'll find a list of toy drop-off locations, a way to make a monetary donation, and once again this year, our Toy Box Tuesday telethons. The first one is today at noon, 5 and 6 p.m. Thank you for helping make a difference in our community. Well, 5th graders at Joplin Soaring Heights Elementary raised more than 2,200 items for our Feed the 4 States program. The school students in Mr. Lavelle's class put their hearts into it and collected the canned goods. The items collected yesterday went to Cross Lines and Watered Gardens.
Feed the 4 States is huge to our Mission Market Food Pantry. We feed over 50 families and individuals alone a week, and we serve hundreds of meals every day to our shelter guests. So this wonderfully generous donation is going to fill our shelves to feed the local food insecure people that we serve.
One student raised 670 items by himself. Well, Joplin's Memorial Hall restoration gained momentum last night with a unanimous city council vote. The 9-0 decision green lights an agreement with the Friends of Joplin Memorial Hall organization to continue renovation efforts. The measure now will go for a final vote at the next meeting. Yesterday, residents had the opportunity to learn about the plans to revive the historic venue. KOAM's Blake Goley reports.
I'm here outside Joplin Avenue Coffee Company, where Friends of Memorial Hall hosted an event to hear questions, concerns, and share updates of the restoration plans for the historic site. Inside, community members learned how the plan could bring new life to the 100-year-old building. Organizers say restoring Memorial Hall is not just about preservation, but about reviving the purpose it once served for local veterans and the community.
To have the veterans to be brought back in for their meetings, to be able to hold events there, to be able to showcase and remember those who have given, and to expand.
Residents also raised questions, including how talent will be booked, compete with other venues, and manage events if the hall is restored. Organizers say those concerns are a part of what they're trying to address as they redefine the plan.
I believe that a lot of people want something good to come from Memorial Hall, but they're just not sure what. And so this part excites me because it gives people an opportunity to be heard.
Melody says they are preparing to move into the next phase of the project.
We'll finish with the creation of the Friends of Memorial Hall official organization, and then we'll start taking what we learned from tonight on plans and different things, getting with the contractors. It's a lot of steps we still have to go through, and we're looking at not next year, but maybe even the year after that before we even are able to do anything like that people will actually see the physical side.
The group says the feedback from the event will help shape what's to come. Reporting in Joplin, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
Organizers stress there will be no property or sales tax tied to the project. Instead, they're looking towards a potential increase in the lodging tax to help support the restoration plan. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, lawmakers demand answers about a Caribbean military operation that killed 2 survivors. Plus, the Super Bowl entertainment lineup is complete. Charlie Puth will sing the national anthem while Bad Bunny headlines the halftime show. And we have cold and chilly conditions in the 4 states. Chris has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is coming under scrutiny for reports about a September 2nd boat attack in the Caribbean. As Torian Small reports, this comes as a U.S. delegation prepares to meet face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow tomorrow in a bid to hammer out a deal to end Russia's war with Ukraine.
The Trump administration continues to step up U.S. military presence in the Caribbean, moving the USS Gerald Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, to St. Thomas. This comes as one of the 21 drug boat strikes on suspected narco-terrorists is now under scrutiny. The Washington Post reported Secretary Hegseth gave a verbal order to kill everybody on board. When two survived, the Special Operations Commander overseeing the attack ordered a second strike to comply with Hegseth's instructions, and the two other men were blown apart in the water. Hegseth has denied he gave any such order.
Pete said he did not order the death of those two men.
Lawmakers in both parties have vowed to investigate.
We're going to conduct oversight. And we're going to try to get to the facts.
This rises to the level of a war crime if it's true.
Meanwhile, in Europe, the U.S. remains intent on bringing the war between Russia and Ukraine to an end. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Ukrainian negotiators in Florida over the weekend. And on Tuesday, a U.S. delegation is set to conduct meetings in Moscow. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner are set to talk face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin about ending his country's war with Ukraine. Late Sunday, President Trump expressed optimism.
I think that there's a good chance we can make a deal.
European leaders expressed concern on Monday that Ukraine could be pressured into making an unfavorable deal that would set the stage for future invasions. Torian Small, CBS News, the White House.
Congress will hold hearings on the strikes and the administration's handling of the drug war operations in the coming weeks. Well, still to come, new research links early smartphone use to serious health problems in children. Plus, we have cold and chilly conditions. Chris has a look at your Tuesday forecast. Senior Charlie Puth is headed to the Super Bowl as the First Lady adds a production company to her resume. Gwen Baumgarten has your Eye on Entertainment report.
As NFL teams continue to duke it out in the regular season, the musical lineup for the Super Bowl pregame is now set. The NFL has announced that pop star Charlie Puth will perform the national anthem. Brandi Carlile will do a rendition of America the Beautiful, and actress and songwriter Coco Jones will perform Lift Every Voice and Sing. Earlier this fall, Bad Bunny was selected for the Super Bowl halftime show. The First Lady is headed for the big screen. Melania Trump posted this on X to announce Muse Films, her new production company. The company's first film will be a documentary titled Melania, the Film. It follows the First Lady ahead of this year's inauguration. And a new documentary sets to answer, who is the real Sean Combs?
We're losing.
Sean Combs, The Reckoning, documents the rise and fall of the music mogul in the week leading up to his 2024 arrest and indictment. The 4-part documentary is out today on Netflix. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Certainly a lot of things to look forward to in the entertainment world. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Now, we have got a pretty decent day ahead of us. We'll be a pinch warmer than yesterday. More sunshine out there. However, this morning, you can see the MoDOT trucks there, 32nd in range line. There are still some slick spots. We'll go over the details with you on road conditions, what you need to watch out for, and how the rest of our week is shaping up when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now, 5:19. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:21 now on this Tuesday morning. Wanted to start with this, and we're talking about why bridges and overpasses freeze first and the issues that causes when we have wintry weather. Because like I said, accumulating snow on the roads and stuff wasn't a big deal, but it did stick a bit, it did melt a bit, it did refreeze, and it's not even just that. It's also the fact that these bridges do ice before the roads. But why? Some people sometimes are curious. I was curious when I was younger. So here's the deal. Most roads lose the heat evenly, and unlike normal roads, which have the ground underneath them to help insulate them, bridges don't have that. So cold air can actually reach above and below the bridges, and there doesn't have to be water under the bridge, just this graphic has a little river, that results in the quicker heat loss. And so that is why bridges and such can freeze faster and sooner before the roads do, because the roads again have that thermal layer underneath. They have the ground. It's a bit warmer down there. So that's why we keep telling you every time we have winter weather, bridges, overpasses are the big ones you have to watch out for. In terms of road conditions, looking better than what it did, especially up north across most of Kansas into our region. We do have some partially covered roadways out there still around Iola, heading north of Chanute, around Burlington, Garnett as well. So again, if you're heading out, these are partially covered. So that means there's actually something that's still visible on the roadways. Now the others, while they are clear, there's still that potential for patchy black ice, and that's the concern that we have again this morning. It's just so darn cold, and with black ice, you can't see it sometimes until you're on it. Now MoDOT on our side, we've got parts of I-49 from Nevada up around Butler down toward Lamar, and Carthage listed as partly covered. This does include some streets here around the Joplin metro area, especially on the north side. And again, on 171, the trip I take in here, little patchy spots where you could actually see some precipitation still on the roadways, but again, that black ice you've got to watch out for as well. And parts of 96 heading east towards Springfield. After we get beyond this morning, we've got skies clearing. We have some cloudy skies for some of us now, already clearing off to the west. All of us will clear out pretty quickly, and our Tuesday looks pretty good. We should be dry, maybe a passing cloud or two. Now overnight tonight, clouds will begin to increase. We'll go partly cloudy and then eventually mostly cloudy as we head through the day on our Wednesday. So Wednesday brings us something that's nice and then not so nice on the other side. We have another cold front coming through. Right now it looks to be a dry cold front. It's not to say a stray sprinkle or flurry can't be ruled out, but it looks to be a dry cold front. Now ahead of it, we'll have south winds at about 5 to 10. We're going to warm up a bit tomorrow. Behind it, those winds will shift out of the north, and we'll start to get cold once again as we head through our Wednesday into Thursday, and it'll be a pretty chilly start for our Thursday morning. Here's what we've got. We've got about the mid-20s. Excuse me, the cold's starting to get me now. Mid-20s to start the day, low 30s by 11 o'clock this morning. So we will be a bit warmer today, but not significantly so. We're going to go upper 30s and some low 40s here and there. Southwest winds 5 to 10. As I mentioned, we're clear through most of the evening, and so we'll fall back into the low 30s by 10, and then clouds will start to increase a bit overnight. South winds 5 to 10, and we'll go back upper 20s and some low 30s here and there. Now tomorrow, again, ahead of that front, we have an opportunity to warm up. Upper 40s, could get a couple of low 50s down south, but then, behind that front, while it may be a dry front, it's bringing in cold air once again. We're back into the upper teens and some low 20s Wednesday night into Thursday. I got the mid 30s for Thursday. We warm up again Friday into Saturday. We do have some slight shower chances we're watching. Any of this should be ahead of any temperature drops, so it should still be just rain if we see any precipitation at all. But then we cool back down again, a little bit of a roller coaster ride, and next week some discrepancies, but we could warm up a bit, possibly as you see there, into the upper 50s as we roll into the second week of December. That is a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. There's an alarming rise in cases of breast cancer among young women. A study presented at a meeting of the Radiological Society of North America found nearly a quarter of all breast cancer cases occurred among women ages 18 to 49. Researchers say this is concerning because currently there are no screening guidelines for women under 40. There's potentially groundbreaking progress in the fight against HIV. A UC San Francisco study found an experimental immunotherapy treatment helped HIV patients keep the virus under control without long-term antiviral drugs, which is unprecedented. The study's authors say they're closer to developing a therapy that would let HIV patients live without lifelong medications. Having a so-called beer belly is linked to heart damage in men. A study in Germany found men with high levels of abdominal obesity are at risk for changes in the heart, which add to the risk of heart failure. Researchers stress that middle-aged men should focus on reducing fat rather than reducing overall weight to lower their risk of heart disease. It's the time of year when parents may be considering that first smartphone as a holiday gift. Now, new research suggests owning a smartphone at a younger age could increase the risk of some health issues. Stephanie Stahl has the details.
The LaChapelle family loves spending time outside.
We encourage outdoor play and independent play as much as possible.
Mom Elise has signed the Wait Until 8th pledge, a promise not to give her children smartphones until at least the end of 8th grade.
It was very important to me to delay smartphones and delay social media because I think it's very easy to see the effect that they have on kids, the effect they have on their attention spans and their social skills and their overall mental health.
New research published in the journal Pediatrics suggests having a smartphone before age 12 could increase some health risks.
Compared to kids who do not have a smartphone at age 12 or by age 12, those who did have a smartphone had overall worse health outcomes. They had more chances of having depression, obesity, and insufficient sleep.
Dr. Rand Barzilai at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia co-authored the study looking at data from more than 10,500 children. While the research did not look at why, he says there could be several potential mechanisms.
More time on smartphone may be related to less time during, for example, physical activity, something that can protect both from obesity and is also good for one's mental health.
He adds, for teens, smartphones can play a role in social connections, learning, and safety. Providing a child's location for parents, balancing the positive and negative is key.
We limit iPad usage to 20 minutes a day. There's no YouTube. There's no social gaming of any kind.
Elise hopes more families will get on board and that delaying smartphones will become the new norm. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News.
Researchers plan to investigate further and look at smartphone usage patterns that could be linked to these potentially negative health effects. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, slick roads create dangerous conditions for area drivers. Interstate 44 construction makes snow removal even more challenging.
And we do have some slick spots out there this morning, and most of it, if we've got any, it's going to be that black ice concern. We'll look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, families flock to tree farms after Thanksgiving to start new holiday traditions.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:32. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Tuesday, December the 2nd. Ever find yourself just kind of like you lose your train of thought in the middle of doing something and then you say phrases that you're not sure if they made sense? Because that's literally what just happened to me. I'm not sure if what I said made sense, but it's Tuesday.
I'm lucky because I do a little less off the cuff than you do.
That's true.
Because if I was doing a full weather hit completely unscripted for like 4 minutes, I'd just be like, and there's snow.
Give it a shot. We'll have to have, you got to try it sometime.
April Fools, if nothing else.
Possibly so.
But I'm wearing green, so I can't anyhow.
Well, it's dark green. It may work. That's why I can't wear my Christmas ties anymore. By the way, Samantha was mentioning, we've got some folks reaching out about school closings. Number one thing, if they're not scrolling at the bottom of your screen, odds are there aren't any. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. But you can also check out our website, koamnewsnow.com/closings. And I just checked it myself. We have no reported closings in our area. In all honesty, really, it's not bad enough for anything to be closed out there today.
But I understand the hope.
Oh, absolutely, especially kids probably like, please, they canceled. Unfortunately,
there was a single snowflake. Come on.
There was some snow yesterday. Why are we going to school today? Well, there just wasn't enough of it yet. Let's start the live look outside though, because there is something you do need to know about, and that's that potential for black ice. That's our biggest concern this morning. We talked about it yesterday. Slick spots were the main concern we had with our wintry weather. It is still the main concern we have. Now, downtown Pittsburgh, I'm using it as an example because it's good. We got a pretty good view of the street. The street looks pretty good, probably is pretty good, but the issue with black ice is you'll be driving along and the road looks fine. Black ice can be very thin, very transparent. You don't see it until your car is sliding, so you really want to be cautious. The biggest concerns for locations of black ice is going to be bridges and overpasses, and especially rural routes in our area as well that aren't as heavily traveled. Our camera 7th and range line, you can see some shiny spots out there. Now, that may not necessarily be black ice on 7th Street, because I know MoDOT crews, we've seen them on the cameras, they're out still salting, but you do want to be cautious. Where otherwise, again, it looks like we've got some light flurries here in Baxter Springs. from the Baxter Springs camera there from KDOT, just north of the city. So not out of the realm of possibility. Won't show up on radar. It's kind of like when we get drizzle. Doesn't always show up on radar, but either there's a bunch of bugs out suddenly in the freezing cold, or we're getting some light flurries up there. KDOT cameras 69, 400, looking along 171, looking good as well, as are the MoDOT cameras around the region. But you see some of those shiny spots here on the bridge over Main Street at I-44. That's what we're talking about. That's what you want to watch out for. Now, crews are out working, but you still need to be cautious this morning. Because look at these temperatures, 24 in Joplin. We've dropped down to 19 in Pittsburgh. We have got some even colder temperatures. Neodesha still the cold spot at 16 this morning. Just absolutely bitterly cold. 18 Yates Center, Iola, 17 Parsons, as we mentioned, 19 in Pittsburgh. Down south, a pinch warmer. Cassville, the warm spot at 27. So all of us below freezing, all of us having to deal with those slick spots. Out into the future track we go. Other than maybe a cloud here or there, we are looking at clear skies. We'll clear out pretty quickly across the region. We'll have a southwesterly breeze that will also bring us slightly warmer temperatures. So again, partly cloudy to start as clouds move out this morning. 24 as kids head out the door. 36 for lunch and recess. 41 as they head home. That's where our highs are going to head today. We'll go mid-20s by 9, mid-30s by noon. We'll have some upper 30s, low 40s out there. Clear skies, southwest winds 5 to 10. And it's going to warm up even more so tomorrow before it gets really cold again. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. MoDOT crews face new challenges as the first winter storm hits the Ozarks yesterday. Drivers encounter slick conditions on area roads. The biggest obstacle this season is on Interstate 44, where construction has created a narrow traffic pattern. The left westbound lane forms what officials call a tight corridor, with limited space for snowplows to operate. AAA reminds drivers to clear all ice and snow from vehicles before driving. Leftover ice can become dangerous projectiles, causing damage or accidents. Clear your windshield, roof, hood, and windows completely. Drive cautiously and avoid cruise control on icy roads. AAA Kansas expects more emergency roadside calls when winter weather hits. Slide-offs, crashes, dead batteries, and flat tires cause most problems. AAA recommends checking tire tread, testing batteries, and keeping gas tanks half full. If you must drive, go slowly and keep extra distance. Many families have their own holiday traditions this time of year. With those traditions come at least one controversy: real tree or artificial. As Hannah Falcon reports, one Christmas tree farm in Missouri wants to reduce the choices to one simple one.
What Daddy help us? Whether it's bringing a new generation into an old tradition,
It fell on you,
or creating a brand new tradition.
Like, this is going to be our new tradition. Like, my sister and I are going to bring our kids here, and it's going to be fun.
Picking out your own Christmas tree is a holiday tradition many observe the day after Thanksgiving. This year, in addition to longtime customers, Store Pines saw many new faces like Tiana and Tegan Brooks.
We just had a great Thanksgiving yesterday, and so this is just like getting us ready. We did some Black Friday shopping this morning, so we're definitely geared up.
But what's bringing families to the tree farm instead of big box stores for artificial trees? Economic experts say it may be the prices. The American Christmas Tree Association says tariffs are driving the price of artificial trees up. More than 80% of artificial Christmas trees are made in China. According to the Real Christmas Tree Board, 84% of tree growers are not raising prices this year. That's despite some tough growing seasons and increased overhead costs. Whether the tree is real or fake,
Shop local and just come at things with just a place of gratitude.
It's the holiday memories that bring these families together.
That's a look at some of our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, gas prices dropped to the lowest level in more than 4 years. Drivers now pay under $3 a gallon in most areas. Plus, your smartphone can find the best deals now. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning. In Consumer Watch, drivers are feeling some relief at the pump so far this holiday season. Gas Buddy, which makes a price tracking app, says the average price of a gallon of gasoline fell to $2.95. the lowest level in more than 4 years. AAA says the average price for a gallon of gas stands slightly higher at about $3 as of Monday, which is down about 7 cents from last week. Gas Buddy says lower crude oil prices and softer demand are behind the decline. Newell Brand, the maker behind Yankee Candle and Sharpie, announced it's laying off more than 900 employees, or about 10% of its workforce. As part of the move to cut costs, the company says it will close roughly 20 Yankee Candle stores across the U.S. and Canada early next year. The layoffs are set to begin this month. And with Paramount Pictures, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants coming to theaters in just a few weeks, Burger King is teaming up with the cast of Underwater Dwellers to launch a new promotional menu. It features limited-time creations, including SpongeBob's Krabby Whopper, Mr. Krabs' Cheesy Bacon Tots, and Patrick's Starberry Shortcake Pie. Paramount, a Skydance Corporation, is the parent company of Paramount Pictures and CBS News. Holiday spending can be tough on already stretched budgets. To save a few bucks these days, put the scissors away. Christine Lazar shows us there's a whole new way to clip coupons in the digital age.
This vintage news story shows the way we used paper coupons nearly 20 years ago.
Watch his grocery bill drop from $51 to $19.
The $19 grocery bill and the video quality aren't the only things that have changed. Now your phone can find the bargains, and there are a lot of them to choose from.
My advice for someone starting out for couponing is start small and be okay with that.
Kristen McGrath is senior editor at the Crazy Coupon Lady, one of a growing number of apps that help consumers cash in on deals. Her advice for beginners?
The best thing you can do is start with one store that you shop at all the time, whether that's CVS, Target, Walgreens, and get really familiar with their app. And the good thing is that a lot of these apps have features where you can go in the aisles and you can scan the barcode and it'll bring the coupon up. So there's less guesswork.
A lot of people think I'm not going to worry about clipping coupons because I'm only going to save a couple of dollars. It's not worth my time. What do you say to that?
I would say you can save a lot on the things that you buy every day, and it all adds up. A lot of times we find that when you combine coupons together, so a manufacturer offer from a brand, an offer from a store, add some rewards on top of it, you're getting items for free.
While some can spend hours hunting for every possible bargain, Kristen says it doesn't have to take a lot of time to save a lot of money.
The thing is, there's plenty of quick wins out there. It's a matter of hitting a button on your app and either giving your phone number at checkout or scanning the app at checkout. So, I mean, we're talking seconds here.
In Los Angeles, Christine Lazar, CBS News.
That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, road conditions have improved since yesterday, but still some slick spots out there and concerns over black ice. We'll go over road conditions with you and what we're expecting for the rest of our week when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 5:44.
It seems Americans really love their French fries. The details in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Michelle Rook with today's Ag Day Minute. An executive with Campbell's accused of making derogatory comments about the company has been fired. The soup maker confirming in a statement that Martin Bally, a vice president, no longer works for the company. Bally was allegedly recorded by a former employee saying the company's products were highly processed food for poor people and that the chicken in its soups is bioengineered meat. Campbell says the alleged comments made about their foods are false and completely inaccurate. A new study claims the most widely consumed cooking oil in the U.S., soybean oil, may increase obesity. Researchers looked at how mice metabolized an omega-6 fatty acid that makes up a large share of the oil and how it's broken down in the body into molecules. The study found that certain molecules are linked to weight gain in mice. It's worth noting the authors say human metabolism is more complex. And Americans love French fries. USDA says frozen potato products, most of which are French fries, now account for an average of about 50% of the potatoes available for consumption. It adds up to 58 pounds per person. However, U.S. consumers now have about 20 fewer pounds of potatoes available each year, which reflects both the drop in fresh potato consumption and slowed growth in frozen potato products. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on this station or get updates at agweb.com.
Now let's take it over to Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we have got some slick spots still out there on our area roadways. That's what we're going to start with is road conditions. And most of the state of Kansas is looking pretty good. Still some spots around Topeka stretching back toward Lawrence, Kansas City. And then even into our area around Iola, back up toward Burlington, Garnett. We have some partially covered roadways out there, so we do want to be cautious as we're headed out. Now, I do also want to emphasize, as we've talked about yesterday and this morning, the other concern is with black ice. So even if the road's listed as clear, you've still got to watch out, especially on the back roads and bridges and overpasses for that potential for black ice. Now, Missouri, on the other hand, it's still a bit of a mess, especially around the Kansas City metro, St. Louis, and then our northeastern parts of the area up toward Quincy. I know Quincy's on the other side here, but still, we've got to watch out. And then even in our area, we still have some partially covered roadways, and it does include stretches of I-49 from Butler north and then from Nevada south. I-49 still partially covered. Again, a number of other highways that are still listed that way, and that includes 171 heading back up onto the Kansas side of things. So just slow down, do be cautious, and again, even on the clear roadways, do watch out for that potential for black ice, especially on the bridges and overpasses. Now, we've got some clouds out there this morning. We've even had some light flurries that were showing up on the KDOT camera just north of Baxter Springs. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not going to show up on the Skywatch storm tracker. It's like showers or drizzle, really. It doesn't really show up. It's too finite to be picked up by radar. But it will clear out. Skies will clear through the morning, and then we've got a pretty decent day. It's still a bit on the chilly side for sure, but the sunshine will make it look warmer outside. It won't feel much warmer, but it'll look warmer. And we'll do all right with those clear skies. It'll be overnight tonight that we'll start to see clouds gradually increase. We'll start to go partly cloudy as we head into early Wednesday morning, and then clouds will continue to increase, and we'll go mostly cloudy on our Wednesday. Now, an isolated sprinkle or flurry is not out of the realm of possibility tomorrow either, but those chances are extremely low. What we have is what should be a dry cold front that's coming in. So ahead of it, we'll have southerly winds warming us up a bit. It'll feel a little nicer, even though it'll be cloudy. It'll feel a little warmer. And then as we head later into the day, another cold front pushes through. Now again, this one should be a dry front, but winds will shift out of the north behind it. We're still mostly cloudy, but our temperatures will begin to drop off pretty sharply as we go late Wednesday into our Thursday. And then for Thursday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, a little bit of clearing out there, but it will be colder once again. Through the morning, again, around the mid-20s to start. We do have some mid to upper teens out there. Neodesha has been the cold spot this morning so far. It's 16 degrees. It is cold, to say the least. But again, the sunshine, it's one of those days of deception where if you're indoors looking out, you'll see the sun, the clear skies, be like, oh boy, what a wonderful day. And then you'll walk outside and realize, oh boy, what a cold day. Yeah. I'll go mid-30s, low mid-30s by 11 o'clock this morning. We'll go into the upper 30s, some low 40s out there as well. Southwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. We'll have the clear skies through the evening, dropping back eventually in the low 30s by 10. We'll go upper 20s, some low 30s out there tonight. So tonight, a bit warmer. I mean, it's not warm, but it certainly beats 16 degrees. We'll have south winds at 5 to 10. Now, again, ahead of the front tomorrow, we'll have the southwest winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. They'll switch out of the north after that, passes through. So ahead of it, upper 40s, some of our southern counties, maybe even some low 50s. But then look at that. Now we drop good back into the upper teens once again. So that's what I'm saying. That 29 is going to feel nice compared to even tomorrow night. Low mid 30s on our Thursday, and then we'll start warming up again Friday into Saturday. Got some rain chances Saturday. Right now it looks to be rain. We should be warm enough, long enough that any precipitation we get should be in the form of rain. Then we get another boundary through. Temperatures will drop again Saturday night into Sunday. And then next week, you'll see some upper 50s out there. It's something we're watching. Long-range data has been suggesting for a while that as we get a little further into December, we have a brief mild spell where we go possibly as high as 70 degrees. It's still a couple of weeks out, but it's something we'll keep an eye on in terms of at least some warmer weather in December. Otherwise, again, not bad. Cold heading into this weekend and possibly a little warmer next week. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
The U.S. Postal Service is commemorating 3 billion pieces of processed holiday mail since Thanksgiving alone. The city of Knoll, Missouri, who residents refer to as Noel each December, is commemorating the milestone. Each holiday season, many people turn to the city's post office to receive a special cancellation stamp.
It's international. We get Japan, China, Germany, France. We get cards from all over the place. So it's something that has spread way before I even started here, and I want to keep the tradition going.
The post office began issuing the cancellation stamps on Thanksgiving Day and plans to continue to do so through the first week of January or upon special request.
Of course, that's a big deal down in Noel to become Noel. And like she said, I've done these stories for many years myself. It's always so neat. And how many pieces of mail travel through that community just right down the road there. And if you are sending an email or driving it down, you need to be cautious. We do have some slick spots out there still this morning. Black ice a concern. Outside of that, we will clear out sunny skies, but the sunshine of deception, as I told you earlier, will go mid-20s by 8, low 30s by 11. What I mean by that is there's sunshine, plenty of it. It just doesn't do a ton of warming for us. We're going to go upper 30s and low 40s out there. Southwest winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear skies into the evening, low 30s by 10 o'clock tonight, upper 20s, low 30s for our overnight lows, so a bit warmer than where we are right now. We're going to be south winds 5 to 10. South winds tomorrow continue. We warm up a bit, upper 40s, maybe even some low 50s in our southern counties. Then we get another cold front. Yeah, it gets cold again. Mostly cloudy skies through the day, and then we're back into the mid to upper teens Wednesday night. Low to mid 30s on Thursday. Warming up again Friday, Saturday. Maybe a few showers Saturday. Should all happen during the warmer part of the day, so not worried about wintry weather at this time. Colder heading into Sunday again, and possibly a bit of a warm up next week. Let's check your forecast. Got more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.